Welcome back to weekly weather updates, and today we're going to have a look at Laura, which has just in the last few hours made landfall over the US. So it's packing a punch now, really, at Cat 4 status with 140, 150 mile an hour sustained winds. If we look at the wind history, you can see big swathe of hurricane force winds have made landfall with quite a wide storm surge. I've seen reports around 9-10 feet. We said maybe up to 20 feet or more. But there's not going to be that many people broadcasting or talking about this, as most people would, especially near the eye, would be wise to be staying away. Look at rainfall. A lot of rain has already fallen, but it looks like maybe another further 6 to 10 inches widely, and maybe even more further inland. Flash flooding, we've still got a high risk of flash flooding where it is making landfall currently. And the big thing for this update is we'll be having a look at the live radar. If we finally just go back to the warning cones, you can see its track's going to be taking further north. I'll do another video this evening updating on its future track and its potential impacts we could be seeing with the UK, but that's maybe another video for this evening or tomorrow. But currently it's all about the impacts on the Texas-Louisiana coastline. You can actually see the extent of the tropical storm winds even extending into Mississippi. This huge area of tropical storm winds, exceptional large tropical cyclone will move further north, remaining as a tropical storm with that's minimum of 40-45 mile per hour sustained wind. So that's going to bring some big destruction before it downgrades to a tropical depression. Although remaining as a post-tropical depression, it actually strengthens back to tropical storm status with sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, which is pretty exceptional, really. But it's just something we've got to keep an eye on. But if we now have a look at theweatherchannel.com, we can see the huge swathe of cloud now. It's still got an eye, even though it's making landfall, and I've highlighted Lake Charles, which is where it has made landfall, or at least where the eye is moving through at the moment. You can see the coastline is just there, so it's about an hour past the first landfall. But you can see the exact extent of the storm with outer bands, big thunderstorms brewing around it, exceptional conditions. If we have a look at the water vapour, you can see it's still very powerful. It does look like it might be running into some drier air, but it's still a very powerful storm with still a lot of convection going on around it. If we look at the infrared, you can see we've still got some darker red colours, but you can see we haven't got these white colours, which is symbolic of extreme convection as it has passed now. If we take down the pace down, okay. We haven't got these big white colours, which is symbolic of big convection. We won't be seeing a lot of that now, especially towards the centre, as it's moved off of water, so it's not got as much of its fuel source available, so that's why the big convection's stopping, and it will probably be starting to downgrade within the next few hours at least. But it's still packing a punch. So if we have a look at the current wind speeds, you can see there sustained winds of 140, 150 kilometers per hour, and then widely 60, 70, 80 kilometers an hour. So wherever it's really darker blue, so this sort of general region, that's tropical storm plus winds, and when it gets to sort of darker blue, that's getting up to hurricane force winds. So that's getting up to 70 miles per hour. That's as it gets up to more to that purpley bluey. That's hurricane force winds. And then as soon as it gets to this thick purple, it really climbs very quickly up to hurricane strength winds. It probably goes off the scale here, really, for sustained winds. It's pretty exceptional conditions we are in right now. And you can see how localized the very big winds are, but how widespread the general strong winds are. Because remember, you don't always need the hurricane force 150 mile per hour winds to bring destruction. You can easily get 30, 40, 50 mile per hour tropical storm winds that can bring destruction as well, and that's why we've got such widespread destruction we'll be seeing probably over the next 6 to 12 hours as it starts to clear away from the shoreline. We'll start to see what devastation is left behind. At the moment, I've seen various images of buildings being wrecked, and sideways rain, and trees bending over horizontally. The eye wall from a few sources I've seen on Twitter, but we're going to have to need further investigation to see exactly what the hazards and what destruction we've had so far. But if we have a look at the current radar, you can see the widespread nature of the rainfall with big outer bands of rain, and you can see the thick eye wall there. And it will start to be weakening, maybe even signs of it weakening on the southern edge here as convection sort of reduces. But if you just look at that big, massive rain spreading there over a very large area, you just compared that to the UK, that area of rain there would cover pretty much the whole of the central England, really. It's as big as this massive rain we're coming in now, but that's frontal, isn't it? Not with the sustained winds and circular rotation that this has. Yeah, and there's even a chance of tornadoes in there as well. Tornadoes, strong winds, flash flooding, storm surge. And it's moving relatively slowly, only around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it is pretty exceptional circumstances we're seeing now. It should soon clear its most devastating stage as it gets further inland. So hopefully we can assess the damage has been, and hopefully it's not as bad as we feared yesterday. At the moment it's a bit unclear, but hopefully that can be seen. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you stay up to date with everything that's going on. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for another video.